Welcome to Incredicer. This is an incremental dice rolling game where you go from rolling one dice, getting a couple of bucks, to, well, you can imagine. This is just a demo right now, and I do decide to 100% it for absolutely no reason in this video. But if you want to see more of this when it releases, or you want to find more games like this that you might be interested in the future, please give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, and enjoy. Let's go. Dude, Charlie is like, had his claws out and was like right in my penis, man. That hurt, man. Ow. Alright, welcome to Incredicer. It's an incremental clicker game about, you guessed it, rolling a dice. Making a little bit of money. Let's get another dice, shall we? It reminds me of the coin flipping game a lot already. We just gotta keep getting our dice going here. It feels so good to be back after being ill and just letting it ride on some, letting it ride on some incremental clicker games, man. We need to get something that will allow us to passively roll the dice, though. I think that's like our first major hurdle. That being said, also $300 will get us, just thinking actually, it'll get us an income upgrade, and I'm wondering how good that upgrade could possibly be. I haven't got a whole lot of dice right now, which would indicate to me that that might be a bad investment right now, but you know, I can't help myself, so we're going to do it anyway. Oh, it's only a +1, never mind actually. Maybe we should go crazy on just getting dice. We just gotta try and make them happen. What's your favorite dice? Like, the number on the dice, or like type of dice? I like a D6, man. I don't know. D20 things just get a little bit complicated, man. But I like a classical D6. I don't know what it is. When I used to play TCG games, you would like roll to see who gets to go first and that kind of vibe. And one of the guys who went to my locals used to use casino dice as his like dice to roll, and they were just like they're the kind of ones that if you're playing like craps or something like that, those are the ones that you use, and they felt real good in your hands, man. They felt real good, bro. Like, I don't know what it is, man. Like some kind of like the autistic urge to like stroke a dice, but like not like a D20 dice. There was something about it, man. I don't even know if I could tell you what a D8 looks like. Is that the one that's like kind of like a spinning top, it looks like? It's like a little spinner. We're very close to being able to unlock dark matter, which to me seems like a bit of a jump from just having dice, frankly, but like I'm not going to question it. That's a D10. Which one's a D? To be fair, D4 kind of has something going for it, and it's like a little freaky boy that you could probably like use in warfare as a caltrop potentially, but okay. Unlock dark matter. There's a skill tree. Okay, now we just need to figure out how to, okay. Oh my god, it's an incremental dice game with a skill tree. I can't even believe it. I didn't even know there was a skill tree when I like saw it, man. I was like, no, this is just a dice game, a dice incremental. I'm in. And you're telling me there's a skill tree tied to all this? Hold on, skill tree. +1 to +1 to overall income. D8 or diamond. Oh, right, yeah. I know what you're saying. It's like a polyhedron. A polyhedron. I don't even know if that's the correct thing to say that it is. But you know what I mean. It's not a dodecahedron, it's a polyhedron. You ever used a dice tower? No, I've never used one. But I'm aware of them, yeah. Income multiplier. +1 to dark matter gain. Dice roll speed. Unlocks area upgrade. Unlocks bronze dice. Dark matter game would be pretty good, admittedly. I guess I do have to like spend my money somewhat as well. Although we don't have like the automatic like launcher yet, so I'm kind of like a little bit lacking there. So give me +1 to dice income. That should at least kick us up just a notch or two. I love when incremental games basically become like aim training. You're just trying to like click and look at the dice and try and click on them or move your mouse over them as fast as possible, man. And it just shows how unk I am when I'm trying to do that. I'm unbelievably unk. But you know what? Like, I don't want to get me down. I was playing with somebody a few years younger than me in 2x scale the other day, and they were like, we're so unk, it's unbelievable. I felt like I was doing okay. I felt like, you know, I won a couple rounds solo after he rage quit. He literally plugged on me, and I was like, okay, cool. And as my duo, he just plugged, which is fair enough. You don't want to play. I honestly don't mind that much, but I was like, I just wanted to play the game. To be honest with you, wasn't looking for that kind of heat. Okay, we have 300 now. I think it is enough. It's 400. Poo. I played 2x skill. Did not like it one bit. I mean, that depends. So like, do you have like a history with like fighting games at all? I mean, you and I are old enough wherein like Street Fighter 2 was like the game. Yes, real fighting games. This is a real it's a real fighting game, all right? Okay. It's not like any lesser. I mean, to be fair, my friend was like, we need to get on a real fighting game. We need to get on Tekken, and I was like, man, like, are you serious right now? You're not being real, man. You're not being straight up, dude. What we're gonna do? We're gonna hop on Tekken 8 just so that, like, first of all, we can't play together. Second of all, so that we can just get like throw locked by King. Nah, man, it's just not gonna work for me. I'm afraid. It just doesn't make any sense. I guess, you know what, we've not really been paying attention to the income that we're actually generating, so we may as well put some into the income. We're making quite a lot of money here, but you know what? We should put more dice on the screen. More dice on the screen means there's more chance of me accidentally rolling my fingers over it and then getting cash money, dollar bills for it all. This is a dice clicker game. Not games that require one button to make a super special game. I can rest assured, man. There is not one single human being that I fought in 2XQ after and even during my placement games that were not hitting me with combos they've been labbing for the last week and a half, okay? I was like a training bot against some of these people, bro. I was having not an ideal time. 800 is required. Dice roll speed as well. You know what? You'll get the dice income. Once this game offers me an automatic dice roller, I do believe. I hate to say it, but I think it's over for the game developers. The only fighting game I ever got into was For Honor. I think that would cause a genuine heated argument if you were to go around Twitter saying things like that. Because like, there's definitely a lot of people that would disagree with you that counts as a fighting game. I appreciate that, like, it's a game where you fight, and that is like the whole point of it. But like, I genuinely think honestly, I'd have to get you to the Anderson shelter if you said that on Twitter and somebody quote retweet it. Like, we'd have to pull the secret tunnel lever, man. The statue of Justin Wong that's like in the library that makes a whole hidden door pop out, man. The commemorative Justin Wong versus Daigo Umehara statue, man. What makes it not a fighting game? This is not a conversation for me to be bastioning. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's like, listen, it would be like saying that Assassin's Creed is a fighting game because you technically fight people in it, right? Or I don't know, a game where like a hack and slash game, like something like Ninja Gaiden or something, like a fighting game. And it's like you're like kind of correct, but also it's like a fighting game in like very innocent terms. Like yeah, kind of, but realistically, I do not think that people would agree with you on that. No, I honestly I think it's an interesting take. I'm not a hater here. I'm just saying what the streets would probably say in regards to that statement. I once earned the rage of Total Biscuit by telling him that Command and Conquer 4 was actually not terrible. I wouldn't remember. I don't even think I played Command and Conquer 4. I played like Kane's Wrath. Is Kane's Wrath 3 or 2? I don't remember. I think it's mechanically a lot closer to a fighting game than most people assume it be. I would like agree with you, but I think that it's also just like it's more like an arcadey brawler type situation, right? Or an arcade beat 'em up. Like you, because like a fighting game, it would be like if you're doing a set in Tekken, and then another person on who's for arbitrarily put on your team got bodied in a set and then joined your game to 2v1 you with the other person you're fighting. Like it's not real. Like, do you know what I mean? Like you can fight the 1v1 and you can win the 1v1, but if you don't win the 1v1 fast enough, you definitely run the risk of having somebody else join the 1v1 and making it a 2v1 and making your life difficult. That being said, I had a great time playing For Honor, man. I like For Honor. I'm a respecter of it. Had some good times on it, had some bad times on it. Like, good times include me losing a 1v1 horribly and my friend like Deus Vult shoulder barging somebody into a pit of spikes and saving my life. That's a good moment. Bad moments include me trying to hype up my friend during a fight and him having like an actual like meltdown because I was putting him off. All I was trying to do was like hype him up, and I was just like, oh, my bad. Okay, bronze dice. You know what? Unlock an area upgrade. What could an oh, hold the phone. Okay, we don't get the automatic flicker here, like the thing that flicks them over, but we have got an area increase, which is making things just a tad spicier, if you ask me. You know what? Hold on. Send me on income, please. Then, okay, that's unlocked a whole heap of other things. Okay, plus 1 income when rolled a 6, plus 1 income when rolled a 5. You know what? Give me one of everything. Okay, now we're making some solid cash here. Makes me curious though. Should we just pump this in until we get to max amount of dice? It's definitely not a purist fighting game with more modes and objectives. Yeah. I just worry for you if you take that opinion public. I remember when the bouncer was announced. I had the bouncer. I still owned the bouncer on PS2, including characters such as Sion Barsad. I think I spent a lot of time on the bouncer doing like all the alternate potential situations that you can get yourself into, so I could unlock the characters, so that I could play the multiplayer on my own with bots. That's just the kind of guy I am. Could be worth getting like a dark matter upgrade here, if it's possible. Getting like 3 dark matter pair of dice is like quite spicy. Maybe get like work on the bronze dice. You have Star Citizen. I've never spent money on Star Citizen. I will occasionally, once in a blue moon, every 5 or so years, play the free weekend or the free week that they occasionally supply you with, and have a great time. About like I'll have the best gaming experience of my entire life about 8% of the time. The other 92% of the time is like, why is this not working? Like, I don't understand what's happening right now. Oh my god, I've accidentally shot an NPC during a mission because he ran in front of my gunfire. Now I'm wanted by like the intergalactic police and I don't really know how to do this. Oh no, okay, now I have to, so basically I have to get shot down over a certain planet and then taken to prison, and then I spend like 40 real life minutes like mining ore to work off my sentence. Or falling through an elevator shaft that is like, the elevator's there, it just doesn't work. It's another classic. It's a classic one. Doesn't really get much better than standing and walking into an elevator and falling through a void into space. Isn't Star Citizen the game that's famously riddled with glitches? I don't think that's what it's famous for. I think it's famous for like being like it costing more than Grand Theft Auto 5, and who knows what 6 cost to make, but costing more than Grand Theft Auto 5 made cost to make, and still not being done. Guessing you may play it when it fully comes out, if it ever does. First of all, it won't. Second of all, what would I even bring to the table? It's not like it's like a new game release, right? It's not like playing like Ghost of Yotei or some crazy thing when it comes out. It's like literally playing a game that's been out for like 10 years and still hasn't been finished. It's been playable. People probably their job is to make videos on the game. Which is the crazy thing. To be honest, they're probably a fantastic group of people to make videos for, because like I'm certain that they'll be dropping crazy amounts of gifted subscriptions and donations, because if they have proven anything, it's that they have disposable income that they are willing to part with. So let's get an area increase. Let's make that nice and big. Okay, we have like quite a lot of this actually. Hold on. So you know what? Send me on that. Thinking. Income increase. Chance of a higher number. Quite like that. Funds that have been raised is $868 million. Yeah. I don't know how much GTA 6 is costing to like get off the ground here, but like I would be unsurprised if it was like less than that number. Well, I don't know about less than that number, like around that number. Probably. Do we think that GTA 6 costs $1 billion? I don't know, man. Do you know what is? Do you know what's insane is that like a company can spend $1 billion making a game, and like we all know that it's going to make a lot more than that. Isn't that crazy? It's impressive. Okay. Let's unlock some bronze dice here. Yeah, get the bronze dice on the board. Don't know if they're like making a tremendous amount more money than what we've got, but like things are happening. GTA 6 is estimated to cost over $1 billion. Okay, and but like, isn't that crazy that Star Citizen is almost there? Do you know the thing with Star Citizen that is annoying is that like when you play it and it works and things are going like swimmingly, there's like the game's running well. What you're trying to do is working, like there's no bugs, glitches, or like falling through things, or like, you know, it is incredible. Like it's an incredible game. But that only lasts for about 25 minutes. And then everything starts to fall apart again. And then you spend another couple of hours like, this isn't working, or you don't understand something, or like something's bugged, or you know what I mean? And then you're just back to where you began, essentially, I guess, right? It's actually way better as of recently fixed a lot. I remember like I don't know when this was, but I do remember they having patch notes, and like the only patch notes were like they sent an intern to like make like interactable hot dog stands on space stations, and then people were like, "Are you serious, man?" I think that caused up like quite a stink at the time. Like, are you like a hot dog stand? Like really? I don't know. You could probably look up Star Citizen hot dog stand, and you'd probably find something about it. Okay, we got 6,000 of this. Silver dice are here. Unlocks helper hand. That sounds like it's something that's going to flip for me, which is something that I want. So we're gonna get ourselves to 4,000 dark matter. Once we hit 4,000 dark matter, we're gonna buy that straight away. Shouldn't take too long to get to 4,000. We get a lot of dark matter for every single dice we roll. It's all coming together. Oh yeah. I'm buying income on silver dice without buying silver dice. Period. Okay, skill tree. Helper hand has been unlocked. Okay, not the speed with which I was hoping, but like nevertheless, they're there and they're doing something. Just like for the cost of Star Citizen, you'd be like, like almost a sixth of the way to solving world hunger, which is nuts. So I'm pretty sure like Elon Musk on Twitter was like, if somebody can figure out how to solve world hunger with $6 billion, I will literally front the money to do it. And then UNICEF was like, here's our plan that we've concocted that can help solve world hunger for $6 million. And he was like, sorry, I'm breaking up. Hello, I can't hear you. Okay, so we'll go for you. Oh, we gotta get that up to the max, so. I don't know. I haven't looked at the UNICEF plan, so to be clear to you, I have no idea if you can actually solve world hunger with $6 billion. Maybe. Could be. Never say never. I made the mistake recently as well of coming back to a manga that I have not read in like literally half a year, but like jumping in at the last chapter. Usually if I haven't read something in a long time, I'm like, I might as well start from the beginning because like I have no idea what's going on here. And I was I was lost, man. And honestly, they hadn't even done that much to the they haven't even gotten really that far in the series from when I left off, which is even more annoying. Like, I think there was like a couple of new chapters and that was it. It's so sad. Just, what a horrible life. One of our scouts during our last camp brought a load of boy love manga to the camp and was reading it around the campfire. What does boy love mean in this context? I'm sincerely hoping you're not like, yeah, one of the scouts brought some pedophile manga over. Like, I'm hoping it's just like, just two guys falling in love manga. That's like less weird. But when you say boy love, I'm like, immediately like, what did he mean by that? Okay, let's see here. You're maxed out. Dice roll speed? See, plus 10 overall income. Okay, that's good. That's good. We get that cooked up, shall we? She asked if it's fine. We flicked through them as leaders, saw nothing, would let it fly. Alright, fair enough then. That's on you, buddy. These helping hands are really not doing a whole lot for me, are they? Yeah, how old's the person? I suppose is a good question, actually. Is this like an old enough to know better that they shouldn't probably be bringing this kind of stuff to the function, or? See, I really want to get more helping hands, but they're very, very expensive for actually not being that good. Aethermancer's tomorrow. Is that when it releases? I'm pretty sure I was playing the full version when I did the event, but it's hard to remember. It must have been. There was like, I made the boob mistake of like trying to operate on muscle memory from like 8 months ago. Cause I was playing it and I was like, oh yeah, I remember this, remember that, and then they like obviously changed it in like the almost a year since the last time I had interfaced with it. So I was like, oh no, like, oh, they've changed that. That's cool. Except it's not, because I'm playing like a bingo event where like I have to like compete with other people to try and do well. Do you know what I will say though? I had half the time of everybody else because I was ill and had to call it quits. I looked at the Discord after the fact, how many people had like done, like, you know, how many squares people had gotten on the bingo sheet. I actually did not come dead last, even though I only used up half the time, which I was like severely impressed at. And but that being said, I don't know if it was because like every other bingo, cause I'd gone for quite a lot of easy ones. I don't know if all the other ones were like very difficult, or if like, yeah, but there wasn't actually that many people that got a line. So there was a lot of 0 pointers. Most of the people that were playing were 0 pointers like me. But it felt good, man. It felt good. Not being as chopped as I thought I would be. Okay. I don't know what we're getting up to here, but we're making numbers go up, and that's like the only thing that really matters at the end of the day. Go, 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 go. Okay, we've almost got the bronze like thingy, but we don't actually have them maxed out either. And actually, do you know what I realize? There's a thing to make more Bible dice. Which we absolutely should crank. You've got an 11-year-old scout who's massively into JoJo, mostly the manga too. His knowledge of classic rock bands due to JoJo influence is quite surprising. I sincerely hope that for part 7, is it, or part 8, whichever Steel Ball Run is, I pray that it's, instead of like Dirty Deeds done dirt cheap, it's filthy acts at a reasonable price. I beg that that's the localization. If it's please be filthy acts at a reasonable price. Please, man. Please. That's all I want. What about classic rock isn't JoJo? Like every single stand name that has existed in that for the last like 30 years? Like every stand is named after like a classic rock band pretty much. And then people like go and read like what the hell what does it mean, you know? If I was to guess, Okay. Named after bands or songs? Both sometimes. So like for instance, like a character stand is called like Purple Haze, but then another band is called like I'm trying to think, so like Steely Dan or something, you know. Yeah, Aerosmith's in there as well, yeah. But because of like copyright law existing, hilariously enough, like a lot of the localization for them in the West is like like messed up. So like even like for like part 4 or 5, it's supposed to be called like Golden Experience, but because like Prince or something has like a copyright on that, it's called Golden Wind in the West, because so like the name of the show is like censored essentially in the Western world, because like they can't call it that, because you know he's not alive, but he's got an estate that's probably like, excuse me, pay up, piggy. Let's get the top section ticked off a little bit here. Get that income looking real nice. 68 grand. The silver dice are doing some numbers here. Give me more helping hands, please. Weird law. I think he reads them digitally, so maybe the censorship isn't there. Well, yeah. I mean, like usually, like if it's a fan translation, he reads them dodgy. They will probably be named after the original, because what do they care about like copyright law when they're doing like illegal fan translations of a show? You know what I mean? But it's, yeah, the official stuff is like censored in some degree. Yeah, that is true. I do remember that, the cigarette smoke just creating like a black like vignette, like not a vignette, like a black bar across his face. There's a lot of that happens. Sometimes it will freeze frame, or like it will zoom in on a character when they get like a who's been like decapitated, or like something really bad's happened to them, and you cannot tell what's happened to them because like 85% of the screen is black and the rest is the background. Like their entire body has been like completely blacked out, so you just see like a black screen and then a character going, "Oh my god!" So it happens a lot. I think it happens in like Tokyo Ghoul and stuff like that as well, if I remember. It's been like many years since I've watched Tokyo Ghoul, but if I recall, a lot of anime kind of had that situation happen, which like I guess is fair enough, but also still funny. Okay, you're all maxed out. Everything's maxed out up here, this whole situation. Oh wait, you're not maxed out at all. And that's a good one as well. Total income multiplier. Oh, many big numbers now. You know what? Send me more helping hands. Frankly, I don't know if it's worth getting. Just, you know what? It's nice to complete it bit by bit, you know? So I think we got enough for this now, so we go for Boom Boom. You're done, you're done. Everything up here has been completed, which is wonderful. You are not completed though, and neither are you. Oh, Bible dice limit, okay. This is the same kid who had a nightmare he was eaten by a gigantic naked woman. Guess what other manga he reads? He reads Gantz, 100%. Yeah, you're talking about Gantz. If I was to guess. Because there's a plot point in Gantz where like an alien appears that like, well, it transforms into a woman covered in, like a giant woman that's covered in breasts. And well, it's maybe it could be Attack on Titan as well. Actually, now that you say that. And then one of the characters in what can only be considered a stroke of complete strategic genius decides to take his clothes off, including like his protective suit, and then try to have sex with the giant woman made of nothing but breasts, and then gets consumed, as you would imagine. Doesn't go particularly well for our man. Let's see. Overall income. Oh, did that give Dharma again as well? Holy moly, I need to be doing that, actually. Amazing how Ross is brilliant. But that's like it. You told me you got eaten by a giant woman, and my mind leapt to the only scene, apart from, I guess, Attack on Titan, where that kind of thing like happens like fairly regularly, where that's like a point of the show. Or the series, I suppose. It was never animated. Well, it was animated. It was animated in Gant Zero, which is like the CG movie that was on Netflix. So technically it was animated, so ipso facto bozo. Hennerfred, thank you so much for the sub. Appreciate it. Are there women in Attack on Titan? No, it's an all-male society. Every single person in Attack on Titan produces asexual, not like a seahorse. I don't know, like a mollusk or something. I did have to make a safeguarding report to a school once when an 8-year-old girl told me she watched Goblin Slayer. That crosses the line for me. I have watched a little bit of Goblin Slayer, and I am aware that there are, especially like the first episode or so is like a little bit much for me, and I'm like, I don't really like want to see stuff like this. Does that happen throughout the course of the show though? I can't even remember. Like, I don't recall if that's like a common. I do know that they recover, like they save women, but I don't know if you get to see, if you see more of like bad stuff happening. It's pretty front loaded. It's mostly the start and end. It's okay. Still not great. Like, listen, I don't know, man. Like, it's like I was reading like level 999 Goblin. Or, no, what was it? I can't. No, it was like Remonster, where a guy reincarnates as a goblin, but he eats food. And he gains the ability of the things he eats. And I was like, oh, that's fun. And I like goblin stuff. But then they like had a little scene where it was like, oh, here's all the women that get like sexually assaulted to breed goblins. And I was like, we didn't need that. We really didn't need this page. But okay, sure. Like, great. Wonderful. Oh, because of, you see, it's because the goblins they're barren or infertile, so they have to use human women. Oh, really? Oh, how very interesting. You know this is, like, not real, right? We don't need to do this. We don't need to do this! Should you spend all that cash? I should, shouldn't I? Yeah, that's a good point. You're making a good point right there. I'm gonna crank it all into air. Dudes, alrighty. We're accumulating funds here. Oh, dude, that's expensive, though. Look at all those chickens. Watching Dragon Ball Z when I was a kid, the character that sucks people up his tail. Talk about like Cell? I'm pretty sure that's Cell, right? You either get a fear for it or you end up catching a fetish for like sounding and docking. That's like it. That's the only two options if you watch Dragon Ball Z as a child. You either like having tungsten rods slid up your urethra or like putting your penis inside someone else's foreskin, or you're terrified of it. Me? True. That's so me, man. 38k? Bloody hell. Yeah, those silver dice cooking. The Dartmar absolutely wrecks a bit rate. Yeah. That's incrementals for you. Hold on. Maybe there's an option for it. There is not. Art by my brother. And the most goated credit ever put into a game. Yeah, dude. It's my brother who did that one. I don't know why I mean, to be honest with you, incremental games don't tend to like wreck the bitrate. It's usually, but I do like playing survivors like on this channel as well, which is a very terrible idea. You'd think, like, I don't know, man. To be fair, like this, I don't know. Maybe the survivors like genre is just like people just buy anything and they don't really care. Which, to be honest, I can respect, because I will pretty much buy anything if it looks like Vampire Survivors and plays slightly differently. But does make you think, you know. Hello, Charles. In that they really do not be putting a tremendous amount of options for people to stream the game or make videos on the game where the bitrate doesn't look like absolutely horrendous. Yeah, there's a Dharma one for silver dice, but it's probably like quite expensive, if I was to guess. Sorry, I'm gonna continue wrecking the bitrate. I know you can barely see me right now, but like, trust me, I'm here. We're talking. Just pretend that this isn't happening. This is like the beginning of the game, because this is the demo as well. The game isn't fully out yet. I can only imagine like how bad this bitrate must get if you get to a point in the game where there's actually a lot going on. I've become 3 pixels. Dude, can I hold on? If I do this and then what if I move? I'm back in the room, and then I'm like the weeping angel. Things start going crazy. Things start going crazy. Things start going crazy. Mr. Beast! Time to vape quit with the Dharma. How's that look? Does that look good? Someone's been watching Doctor Who. You know what? Funnily enough, no. I don't really watch much of Doctor Who at all, but I'm just familiar with like one of the most famous episodes. Funnily enough, one of my high school friends' uncle wrote it. As long as that person's Stephen Moffat. Because I can't. If it's not, then it's not my friend's uncle or my old friend's uncle. He also wrote the BBC Sherlock series. And I remember when the first season came out, I actually like pulled my friend aside and was like, "Your uncle has made an incredible television. Please pass on my well wishes." And then the second, third, and fourth season came out, and by this point, I think me and him had lost touch. But I wish I could take back the words that I said to him that day. I could have maybe if I said to him, "Hey dude, your uncle is a fucking idiot and he should stop writing television," I could have stopped. I could have stopped it. I could have stopped it, man. I could have saved us. Maybe I could have done something. I'm like Mark Wahlberg in 9/11, man. He's like, if I was on that plane, it would have gone down like that, man. If I was in the writer room, it would have gone down like that, man. Yeah, he makes good episodes, so there's no doubt about it. But there is an argument to be made. He should not be allowed to actually be in charge of anything. He should just be like the guy that writes things. Like, and also be like incredibly supervised at all times. I do worry that like Doctor Who's only current legacy is like, yeah, the cast, the person that happens to be playing the Doctor at the time, which is like not ideal, because it, the only time I ever hear about Doctor Who or have heard about Doctor Who in the last like number of years is like culture war shit, and I cannot be arsed with it at all. I have no patience for it in any regard, because like Doctor Who was a woman and then Doctor Who was a black guy, and it's like, fucking who cares, man? It's written like ass. It's like the episodes are shit. It doesn't matter who fucking plays the characters. Doesn't matter. Nobody can fucking save this, man. Nobody can save it. Doesn't matter who the hell is playing it, man. You get Al Pacino in and it would still be ass. think here. I'm back, by the way. Welcome back. Welcome back to the fold. Dice speed. Oh god, there's one for every single one of them as well. I've seen her in some other stuff. I can't remember what her name is. She's a good actor. And honestly, I didn't even think she was very bad as playing the Doctor, to be honest with you. And the latest guy, the black guy, I thought... I watched the Christmas special. I thought he was, like, a pretty good actor as well. I think it's the writing. Jodie Whittaker, that's it. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I don't know how to, like, make this mic not... Because there's a light right there. I should probably just move the light, in all honesty. But, like, both of the actors that caused, like, the culture war... like, I thought were, like, absolutely fine actors. And I've seen Jodie Whittaker in some other stuff, and she's, like, good. But like it all boils down to one commonality, and it's the motherfucking writing, brother. It's the fucking writing. Yeah, Moffat's out and Russell T Davies is back. He's been back for a while though, has he not? And things presumably have not gone better. So I don't know. We'll see what happens, I suppose. To be fair, honestly, what's the name? Chris. I liked Chris, leather jacket guy, kind of receding hairline. I liked. I used to watch like bits and bobs of like Doctor Who, and he was. I don't think he was to everyone's taste, but I thought he was fine. I quite liked him. Chris Eccleston, that's it. I didn't think he played a bad Doctor. I think he played a bad Doctor at the time, but a good Doctor in retrospect. Like, I think a lot of people didn't like him that much. And then especially with, like, David Tennant taking over, people love David Tennant. But then, I think when you look back, you're like, actually, he was pretty good. But I do recall people not particularly liking him at the time. Matt Smith, I can honestly have taken it or leave it. He was a little bit like too much like he eats jam sandwiches in the park, kind of fucking random XD 2009 MySpace vibe for me. But yeah, I liked Tennant. David McDonald, his real name. I don't like David Tennant and a bunch of other stuff as well, to be fair. So, Good Omens is a pretty good show. I like it. He was also in crap, what's that detective superhero show about where he plays some guy who can like whisper to people? I can't remember. Jessica Jones. I like Scottish it's like the Scottish good actors. I don't know, like what, Gerard Butler, Ewan McGregor, Sean Connery, I guess David Tennant. Who's the other one, the other Scottish one? So okay, here's my issue. There's the guy that's in Trainspotting and Split, and then there's also Obi-Wan Kenobi, and I do not believe they're the same person, but I always get their names mixed up. Please tell me. I'm hoping that I've just named 3 movies for 2 different actors. McAvoy. That's it. McAvoy. I always get McAvoy and McGregor mixed up. Like Ian McAvoy, is it? Ewan McGregor and something Ian McAvoy or something? I can't remember what it is. I don't know why. James McAvoy, that's it, yeah. I don't know what it is, man, but for whatever reason, they have like same face syndrome in my head, and I never get them correct, which one's in which. So I was playing like Sin 2 Nerdle with B sitting next to me, and every time one of those 2 popped up, I was like, fucked. I was like, I have no idea, frankly. Like, I have no idea which one we're talking about here. Are you saying that all Scots are the same to you? No, I'm saying that those 2 people are the same to me. But I don't know why. Because they're not even in like remotely similar movies from what I can gauge. But like they just kind of like look the same to me. So I'm like, yeah. No disrespect to either of the actors mentioned, man, but I simply don't know what they're up to. 100 helping hands, isn't that something? Bro thinks all Scottish people look the same. Do you know what? There is some thing to that you say that is like not completely untrue. There is like a certain look that a Glasgow junkie has that makes them all look exactly the same. There's a possibility that might be different people, but and to be fair, if they're wandering around Glasgow, the city centre, there's a chance that they're not the same person. But well, they are the same person, but I don't know what it is, man. Like, there's just something about it that looks exactly the same to me. I don't know, maybe like Eggbeard has seen this. There's like a TV docu-series about going to like rough places in the UK. And like the guy would live with people. And there was this guy who was from Glasgow and he was like on methadone and stuff like that. And was having a bad time. And I saw him outside a subway station like a couple of weeks ago. And I was like, "Who's that guy?" But like he's not like a celebrity. And he was also like, you know, like begging for money and stuff like that, and I was like, oh shit. I probably I didn't say it loud enough wherein like he would have seen or heard, but I was like, I felt bad because I was like, oh shit, I forget like this. It's not just a TV show. It's like actually like some guy's life. You forget sometimes, you know. You forget. I'm trying not to break the bit rate, but I think it's like an inevitability at this point. Skill tree me. Get the recovery up. We got 100 helping hands. As someone who lives in a rough place in the UK, yeah, I'm aware of that. I don't know what it is, man. Is there any Americans that like can weigh in as well? Is there like a certain, like, I don't know, man. Just like, I don't know what to say apart from like a junkie, man. They just kind of like, especially in Glasgow, like they have their face like transforms into like a certain look, and you're like, yep. Saruman the Stinky, how are you, my friend? I'll get him out, but I'm not in love with it. Dude, there was a period of time where TV loved to demonize and mock people. Not just poor people, but also like overweight people. Like there was like that TV show about like, it was, I don't know what it was. It was basically like they went to people who were overweights homes and then like basically like showed them what they ate in a week in like a big plastic tube. And was like, look at all this stuff, and the guy's like, look at this fatty, and he's just like constantly like like insulting and demeaning people, constantly like calling them names, and like all the dub over commentary is calling them fatties and shit like that, man. These people were like obviously struggling with like an eating disorder of some kind, man. And they just go like, look at all this pizza you're eating, fatty, and it's just a gigantic tube of like all this stuff is being piled in. And I don't even know if they like help the people, man. I think it's just like to make fun of them or something. I don't know what it was, but it probably went on for like 30 seasons in the UK, so I don't know what to tell you. It's insane, man. British TV was just like misery box for quite a long period of time. I haven't stopped playing Megabonk since you streamed it yesterday. It's a good game, man. It's a good game. Is the door is open, yeah, I believe. I should probably double check though. 1 second. The door be open? You Are What You Eat was a show. I don't know if it was it You Are What You Eat. I don't feel like I remember it being called that. It was hosted by a guy who like used to be overweight, and that was why he felt like it was like completely fine for him to like throw lightning bolts at people that didn't get out of the spin cycle of like an eating disorder like he did, you know? It's like he's like the reverse Jared Fogle, except without being a pedophile. Instead of like losing a shitload of weight and then I guess banking on the Subway diet or whatever, but trying to help people, he's like, I'm gonna get out of the cycle and then tear everyone else down for the love of the game, just for the love of the game. But that being said, though, it's from what I can tell, the guy who's the host of the show is not a pedophile, so like that, I guess he's still winning, but still, you could be less of a dick about it, I guess. You could be less of an arsehole about the whole situation, if you ask me. Still, though, I don't know. Sometimes I'm like, what am I talking about, man? I don't know. Scare myself a little bit. Okay, the helping hands are now... we're going places. I'm assuming that you can't see me at all. Like, the dark matter is completely taking over everything. It was a delivery for your neighbor. This is a woman who ignores me knocking at the door when she's in, and I want to get her delivery out of my house. She comes, knocks my door in the middle of a ranked league. So wait, you have her shit or you don't have her stuff. So I tried to ignore the door, but if I've got my own delivery coming, I'm screwed now. I can't play ranked league today because she could come at any time, and I can't get the delivery out early because she'll ignore the door. On 180, on 1080p, you're still seeable. Ooh, wonderful. Happy to still be in the fold here. Happy to still be in the cut. Let's go to the skill tree here. Dark matter gained, sure. Income multiplier. Doesn't that look good though? We love a skill tree, don't we, folks? Bosh. Can we do we complete? We did max out on that, right? Yeah. What's happening in this game? Rolling dice. Sometimes she takes like 3 to 4 days to actually knock on my door to get a delivery, despite me hearing her next door and seeing her lights and TV on when I knock. That's like a level of nonchalance I actually kind of do aspire to. I have like a lot of nonchalance for like a lot of things in life, but I think like deliveries and stuff like that are probably not one of them. Because generally speaking, I mean, it doesn't really make any sense. Why would you wait like 3 to 4 days on something that you ordered, which you presumably want? I guess like you don't. I guess it depends what you're ordering. So I guess you don't necessarily have to care that much at all, but like it just seems strange to me. But when delivery guys like, can you take this package too? I can't bring myself to be like, nah. You should do that, but I get it that you can't. You should just say like, nah, it's not my problem, but it's easier said than done. I get it. Do we have that? Oh god, we can continue to buy even more of them. Buyable. You know what? Get the buyable. The buyable dice limit here. Let's buy more dice. Soon I will be a completely incomprehensible smudge upon this earth. You may kill my bitrate, but you cannot kill me in any way that matters. God help me, do I love incremental games. Pretty smudgy right now, not gonna lie. Well, it's a good thing that like this channel generally is considered like a podcast as opposed to like anything meaningful. So like we can continue our conversation without me having any input visually. It's an audio experience. Imagine I'll just start reading like the first chapter of The Hobbit and it'll be like your drive to work. Here on my main monitor. What am I doing on your main monitor, bro? What are you even doing, man? You're not doing it right. I don't know the last time I've ever been on someone's main monitor, man. I've got no business being on the main monitor. Yeah, when I'm in the skill tree, it's like because there's not a billion particles happening at the same time. This is how like confetti works in like TV shows. It doesn't matter like how high quality your camera is or your encoding or anything like that. If somebody fires a confetti cannon on a camera, it will disintegrate into like a terrible bit rate that you cannot tell anything. You've never been on anything in any other monitor than my main one, Ross. You can't stop it. Yeah, but you're still doing something on your other monitor, which basically just means that you're using your second monitor like your main monitor. But you're like, oh, it's not my main one because it's not the one that's directly in front of me. It's the one that's like 30 degrees to my left. Still the same thing. Don't tell me it's not. Okay, I got 70,000 of this, and we should probably make some use of this, shall we? Dark matter gains, pretty chill. I only have one monitor, so really... What do you mean you only have one monitor? How do you even live your life that way? I got no idea how you live your life with one monitor, man. I'm on 2 monitors, and I'm like, shit, man, I've got no room for anything. I'm barely squeezing in full screen video game, plus also small Netflix box on the left, plus also OBS, plus also like the entire chat, and then also like Twitch or whatever it is. I don't know what to do with myself, man. I'm lost. When I was working from home, I had 5 monitors on my desk. I once like was talking to Profresco, and he was like kind of giving up on YouTube at that point, and he was getting into like stock trading, which did not go well for him. He did not keep that up for a very long time. But I did say to him as a joke, do you have like the 6 monitor set up like the Matrix because you've started doing stock trading? And then he sent me like a video from his apartment, and like his entire like room was covered in monitors with like various candlesticks on it. And I was like, no. And then I spoke to him like a week later, and I was like, how did you get on? He was like, I lost 50,000 euros in the first week. And I was like, cool, good job, man. Wonderful news. Does Red Mercy still do stock videos? He does. He's still like the Tesla guy, yeah. He's still doing it. He's still combating the Tesla fudders, man. It's pretty easy, actually. I don't understand all y'all multi-monitor setups. I might set up a dual monitor when I'm doing work, so I have references on one monitor and work on the other, but why would I need it when I'm relaxing? Because you're not fucking relaxing hard enough, obviously, dumbass. Like, you have to have, like, main video game that's, like, got the majority of your attention, then one other monitor that's got, like, a show being played at full screen also. So that's, like, 2 full screens. So you're already taking up a lot of real estate. Then, third monitor can be split half into Discord, half into, like, your Twitter feed or whatever social media you have a choice, or, like, Reddit or something like that as well, at minimum. I don't make the rules, man. I just abide by them, you know? I wonder what this will look like when I upload on YouTube. I wonder if you'll be able to see anything. One of the 3 machines I used was remotely accessed, meaning there was a physical machine in the actual office, and if I fucked up and shut down the wrong machine at the end of the day, it would power down the machine in the office and have to get on my bike and cycle to the office to press the button. Isn't, like, is there any particular reason why that is a requirement for you to have to, instead of just like remote work, you're remoting into a computer that's in a physical space? I'm thinking of adding a third monitor, 4K on top of my main for movies only. Yeah, you could wall mount that bitch. Wall mount that bitch and have a just purely TV one. YouTube and YouTube, Netflix, etc., and movies and stuff like that. It's kind of crazy though. As like I mean, I've been a multi-monitor kind of gamer for a very long time. As soon as we moved out of like CRT monitors that took up like an entire desk worth of space, I was on the dual monitor like bandwagon. But like when somebody who's like got no computer knowledge and has basically only used the computer like either as a laptop or like an iPad or something like that experiences like somebody with like 3 monitors, it's like you're Neo from the or the guy that like plugs everybody into the Matrix. Like what's his name again? Nero or something. I don't remember what his name is, but like they'll think that you are like a hacker for sure. It's crazy. Yeah, they're confounded by the concept. It's great, man. Let's plug it all in. Get all plugged in. We're coming close to being like not done. Well, yeah, done actually. I should say that is the correct thing to say. That being said, though, some of these are very, very, very expensive. Okay, actually, you know what? They're less expensive than I thought they were. I need a physical machine in the office because I was doing QA testing for software to be run in the office environment on their physical network. It's a very boring and uninteresting, but very correct answer for that question, unfortunately. On my current setup, I normally have games on my main monitor, YouTube/Discord, and 1 idle game on my second monitor. Are you still on that idle one, or are you still on Untitled Space idle game? Space idle is a very boring job, but I found it interesting to some degree. That's all you can really do, man. When I was working in the houseware company where my brother worked, I would spend like most of the day just looking up Wikipedia articles for like superhero villains, you know, or comic book villains. And like nobody checked what websites I'd been on. There's a lot you can get away with if you just refuse to interface with a lot of the systems that people put in place for you. When I worked at a call center, we had like a thing that we had to log into to make sure that we were hitting our targets. So they gave me the login for it, and then I never once logged into it because I did not care. And nobody ever brought it up to me. And granted, I was a temporary hire. I was only there for 3 months. So I was going to get canned at the end of it regardless. But like nobody, the calls were getting answered and people were being helped. And if anybody was like, you got to hit your targets, you got to make sure you log into this website, I'd have been like, but why though? That being said, I was also like 18 and stupid. So like, you know, but I'm just saying it's very much a you pay peanuts, you get monkeys kind of situation, all right? So max me out. Okay. A whole year, everybody on the full fiber package was just on the lower one. They got charged more and no extra speed. I swear like ITV got like bricked for that one. Because they had like a whole thing called ITV Play where you could like call up to like answer questions and win money. But then they were just like double charging people or like charging people or like people were getting, you know, calling in to vote on a TV show. And they were just like charging people multiple times and just being like hoping that they didn't notice. And for the most part, like nobody did. Because if somebody like calls in to vote on like Britain's Got Talent or X Factor or whatever like that, then I don't know, they're probably not gonna check their phone bill that much. I guess, I don't know. People did used to check the phone bills, admittedly. I knew that if I was trying to sneak in like a call to Habbo Hotel to get some coins, it was gonna be a dangerous game because like the number was gonna be looked at, you know. Still. I don't know why I'm insisting on 100% in this demo when I've basically gotten everything. It's just semantics at this point, but it does feel good. I just want to get that last area increase. That being said, my income is like not very good. It does not feel very good. You'd be surprised how many things just don't work. EE will warn you that you'll be charged if you don't return your route to them after you leave them. You won't. I believe that, because like I've been asked to return my route before, and I just never have, and no one has. I don't feel like I've been charged. But like also like I don't really care about getting charged like 30 quid for the hassle, you know. Admittedly, like I hate to say it because it sounds like I'm very wasteful. I promise I try not to be, but like if I order something on Amazon and it comes and it's not working or it breaks or something like very quickly into my ownage of it, there is like there's a threshold of how much a thing is worth where I will be like, do I actually care if I to return this thing and get my money back or refund or like exchange, you know? Which is bad because like realistically, if you even if you pay like £1 for something and it doesn't work, you should still like get your money back for it because you've paid for a thing that hasn't done the job that it's been given. But I think like years ago my breaking point was probably like about 30 quid. If it was like under, and even then, man, there's definitely depends on the hassle that I feel like is required or how long before that I actually got it. $133,000 dark matter. Bloody hell. That's a lot of dark matter. Abosh. Abosh. So we just have to work on this. Yeah, I don't know how any of that works, Hegbeard. In theory, a manager could manually put the charge in, but nobody's doing that. Yeah. Do you know, it's like if you need like a humanity win for the day, I think it's just like incredible work. You know, like Klarna, which was basically like a finance company that was like, you know, Klarna now, pay later kind of situation with like interest and stuff like that. Bunch of people like bought stuff using Klarna, and then there was, via some zeitgeist osmosis type situation, everybody just decided not to pay back the bills, and like the company lost like $250 million or something over a very short period of time because just a bunch of people were like, I'm not paying it, sorry boss, but like that don't want to pay it, not gonna pay it, no interest in paying it. And then to be honest, like there's not really much that like you can do about that if the people aren't gonna pay it back, because you have to go through like a whole thing of like getting a collections agency involved and like making phone calls and sending people to the door. But like at that scale of that amount of people that are doing it, it's like we can't go at everybody. And honestly, at that point, you kind of have to just be like, all right, everybody under like $200, we're just gonna wait, because like it's not worth getting a guy out, or like it's barely worth the phone calls. And I don't know what you do. I don't know what they would do. Probably just sell the debt on. But they still lose a lot of money, because like people that buy debt do not pay probably even like 40% of what the debt's worth to get it, you know. It is very stormy Area 51. They cannot shoot us all. Although to be fair, I reckon in that situation, the US government probably could shoot them all because there was not a lot of people that were there. But in this situation, it is very much like yeah, just like you have to pay a TV license in the UK if you watch live television. But like, not a tremendous amount of people watching like live television these days, I suppose. I certainly don't. So like, I don't pay my TV license, but like, I've been getting threatened for like months that somebody's gonna come to the door and have a conversation with me, and I'm like, well, I mean, I'll politely tell them that that's not the case, and I don't need one because I don't do that. But like, I don't know how many people are actually paying their TV license anymore, because like, who is watching that, man? $67K. We're nearly completed. All is nearly done. I haven't owned a TV in almost 20 years. I own a TV. I own multiple TVs. It's just that like they're like Netflix boxes now. Like they're not hooked up to. I mean, I don't even know how. I mean, I don't know how it works nowadays. But that's probably Wi-Fi, I assume. But like they're not hooked up to any way of having live television beamed into it. You know. Yeah, imagine having to pay a TV license because you watch like people play like Dice Incremental Clicker games on Twitch.tv. Like that'd be fucking insane, man. That wouldn't make any sense. I think they try and scare you by saying that like even if you own like a monitor, it counts as a TV. Like your computer monitor counts as like it's a screen. I think people who use BBC iPlayer pay it. I don't even know if you need it for BBC iPlayer. I think it's like if you... Oh, actually, you might, now that I say it. But I don't even watch anything on BBC iPlayer. Because when was the last time they ever made anything good? iPlayer, okay. So it's live TV or iPlayer. But like, I don't... Like, I don't know. What are people watching on iPlayer, man? Presumably not a lot. But like, it's just like also impossible to prove. I'm hoping that my disdainful taste, my disdainful tone when the guy comes to the door and I answer it is enough to convince him that I'm being truthful. When he says like, "Hello, sir, I'm here with TV license inspector," and I'm like, "I don't need one, mate. Who watches TV or anything on the BBC these days?" He'll be like, "Oh, he's telling the truth. There's no point in pursuing this any further." Because it's true. But like, I don't know. I'm hoping they would take one look at me and be like, "Yeah, this guy ain't watching British Bake Off or whatever." I guess, I don't know. Nearly there. Oh, we forgot about that one. Oh, we've actually got quite a few to get. I mean, this is not going to take long. Let's be honest with ourselves. Despite the fact that I could walk from here to the national HQ in under 3 minutes, they like I mean, they don't really have a base of like inspectors, right? Or whatever the hell they call them. You can go online and say you don't need a license, but they usually send mail again a few months later. Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna go out of my way to do it because it's not like the law. So, and I don't use it. So, like, but if they come to the door, I'll tell them. But, like, I'm not gonna be like, "Please, sir, please don't come. Please don't send me letters. Please don't come to my door. I'm spread. I don't need the TV license, my friend. Oh, my God." The guy can come to the door and I'll be like, what's even on BBC these days? Is there anything worth watching? Alright, I'll buy a TV license if you can convince me on a TV show that's on it that's worth me spending the money for it. No? Alright then. Have a good one. They never address it to you as well. It's always the legal occupier. Which just goes to show you how little fucking information they actually possess. They've got no idea who even lives there, man. Never mind the fucking if they have a TV or not that's connected to BBC iPlayer or some shit, bro. But that's so funny. They only address it to you if you fill out a form saying that you don't need one. I don't need one. Okay, we're going to now personally address this to you to threaten you next time. They used to say that they had like little guys in vans out like fucking scanning the street and shit like that. But I don't disbelieve that, but like I know for a fact that it was just like a van that had like maybe like a satellite dish on it that did nothing, and it was all just smoke and mirrors, just pretending. Their LARPing is like is fucking. Their LARPing is like espionage agents, man. That being said, though, I have seen some, and I don't believe that. I don't know if they're true or not. To be honest, I'd probably err on the side of it's not true. I have seen videos of like TV license agents like climbing through people's windows because apparently, like if a guy hates you enough that they can get a letter from the magistrate that like allows them to enter your property to like carry out a thorough inspection on their own, which is fucking insane. I don't know if that's just TikTok like scaremongering or not, but then I don't know what they'd be trying to achieve by doing that on TikTok, frankly. But that being said, people do all kinds of crazy shit, so it kind of is what it is. Yeah, I'm probably going to err on the side of like not giving my name and address and all my data to a company whose services I do not use, even if it is like one that's a mainstay in the British culture, you know. The letters do look scary. I do pay a TV license, just so we're clear, as well. I'm pretty sure I pay my mother's TV license because she got a letter through the door one day and shit her pants and was like, "Please, Ross, help me." And I was like, "Sure, whatever." And then set it up. But she does like watch live television and also BBC iPlayer. So like, honestly, fair enough, right? Whatever. But I do feel like that's probably going to be the only people that actually pay for that shit, right? Because like I've also had to like, she was freaking out because like she must have downloaded something, and I got a call one day of her being like quite shaken up because loud alarms are blasting on her laptop and saying that like she had to call Microsoft and like pay a fine or something like that to unlock the laptop. And I was like, fuck, right, okay. And it was pretty simple. I can't even remember what the hell I did, but like I just like Googled the name of the ransomware, and then you find Reddit threads of people about how to remove it. And yeah, but she was like, probably, thankfully she made the right call of like calling me instead of like calling some guy in a call center somewhere who was gonna try and get her to like pay off the debt with like an Amazon gift card or something. But yeah, I don't know. But it is quite, I'd imagine it is. My mum's like turned 70 in a couple weeks. So like, yeah, she's not like technologically savvy anyway. So never mind if something's like blasting in her face being like, the FBI have been notified, they're coming to your door right now. I don't even think it was like boot in safe mode, man. I think it was like literally a web page that like brought it on full screen, and I think I just told her to like hit Control W or like Alt F4, and it closed the page. I don't even think she downloaded anything that caused the virus. I think it was just like a website that forces full screen and like fucking jump scares you. The problem was solved eventually, but it was just, I think she just got a fright, you know? Which is fair enough. after all for the Online Safety Act, yet boomers are the ones who are going to have their identities. What's the Online Safety Act? Is that the stopping kids watching porn and stuff like that? To be honest, like that still has not affected my life in any way. So I'm really not that arsed about it. Obviously, it's a bit weird having for people that do give their ID to like private companies and stuff like that. Even though they assure you that they don't say the data, I can see there being like a not the best track record of GDPR worldwide, I suppose. Like, if there's something that you have that's worth selling, they'll sell it, I suppose. But yeah, I don't know. 2 out of 5. 15k. I can't see sexy games on Steam because of it. I can't access direct messages on Blue Sky. Really? I mean, I've never made a Blue Sky account, so I couldn't tell you anything. I will have to send my photo ID to Xbox Game Pass to play with my friend as of next year. Okay, that will get me to do it, I guess. If it's just like you cannot interact with another human being or play video games unless you do this, okay, that'll be like the line where I'm like, okay, this will actually affect me in some regard and I need to do it now. But beyond that, like, it's all pretty chill as far as I'm concerned. Like, I'm not stressing. Good old Microsoft. We love a data breach, don't we, people? We love a data breach. Do you know, my friend Liam came over like the other night, and we ended up watching like epic rap battles of history, like quite a few of them. I forgot just how dreadful they actually were. Obviously, you have to rip it with like Darth Vader versus Adolf Hitler, Steve Jobs versus like Bill Gates. There was like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles versus like their Renaissance counterparts. Like, there's a lot to choose from. Okay, we've not spent everything. Digital speed. Maximum. 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10. We're pretty much done, but everything else is just like an income situation here. Things have gotten quite bad, like mental. I'm just getting, I'm getting kind of flashbanged here. Quite expensive though. I don't know. Maybe we just call it there. It's this is what's it called? It's been like an hour and a half. My brain's already cooked. Incredicer. This is the demo. I can't even imagine how cooked the screen gets later on when you actually have like a lot of things you've not even gotten to a scientific number yet. Well, this is the demo. Presumably you will get to a scientific number at some point. But I mean, I don't know where we go from here, man, frankly. Just keep buying the helping hands. I mean, okay, you know what? I hate you. Okay, fine, right, fine. It's just annoying because there's like, now it's just a situation of like sitting and waiting for the number to go up. I guess that's what an idle game is, but like, you know what I mean? But I know that there's no further progression from here. It's literally just like ticking the box. But it doesn't mean I get to say I 100% in this game. Not that anybody's gonna get to see that, because like, look at the state of the screen right now, but I'm just hungry, man, but I guess I could have a biscuit or something. I'm gonna go grocery shopping after this one. I've been sick, so it's been an ice soup type deal. A biscuit, yes. A pink raspberry and cream flavour McVitie's digestive. Aren't you supposed to avoid going to the shop when you're hungry? Yeah, but all I've had is like a donut today. So it's kind of unavoidable. You definitely shouldn't, but life doesn't work that way, unfortunately, and you do, so. There's a lot of things you shouldn't do when you're hungry. I haven't actually weighed myself since I've been sick. I can only imagine, like, basically not eating for an entire week's probably good for the waistline. But also, like, my stomach was bloated as hell because I had, like, 2 tons of, like, human feces residing in my lower colon, so wasn't quite shedding the weight at that point. So I've only got a couple left. Buyable dice limit on these. I mean, I guess that's probably fine. So 38, 40k, right? Okay. Sure. My goal is 10 stone. That's quite light. How tall are you? It's like maybe underweight, actually. You're 5'8". Okay, maybe not. I don't know, man. You're only a couple inches shorter than I am. But like, 10 stone seems like quite light. I'd say like, I would have said like 12 stone's probably like somewhere in the healthy region, but I don't know. That being said, I don't have a clue. Maybe it's not. That's too chonky for me. I wouldn't know, man. I wouldn't know. Having the foggiest. I mean, the hands are working. They're making things happen. I don't think it even matters where I put my mouse on the screen anymore. I think it will just like break everything bitrate wise regardless. And to be honest, even when I do like move my mouse around the screen, I don't think it like speeds up how much I make so much where it's actually worth it, which is a shame. I don't know why you don't strike me as somebody who's 5'8". Not that that has like any implications, so I wouldn't read too much into that one. I just didn't think of it. I don't know. I just didn't expect it. No, it's nice. I just didn't think it'd be Chinese. Okay, we gotta start paying these off. We're close. We're close. We can go here. It's racking up quite quickly, but it's still not there. You're 5.8 and a half. You don't see people. You don't see a lot of people putting the half inch on when they talk about their height, do you? It's not a common occurrence. I think it would be like super weird if everybody did that. But then I guess like people kind of do because like they measure themselves in centimeters, where 5 feet in inches or like don't really do the trick. I cannot believe that I'm doing all this just for like the last like what, like 10, 11, sorry, upgrades. But that's like a 70k, 120,000 odd. I think most people round up. I think you could probably say that you're like 5'10" or 5'11", and no one would bat an eyelid, because I don't actually think anybody, even though like 6 foot tall is like the benchmark for like being remote, like vaguely tall. I don't think people actually, for the most part, know what it looks like. And also, I think everybody else has collectively decided to lie about it. To the point where it works in a lot of favors where people like don't actually really know what 6 foot looks like. Provided that you were significantly taller than as long as you're like taller than the person you're speaking to, and you tell them you fib a couple inches, then I'd be willing to say they probably wouldn't be able to tell. Like, unless like they're quite close to your height and are like, well, that can't be true because I am this height and I know that you're not. You look like an indie horror game character with that bit rate. Yeah, that's what I'm praying to every deity that I could think of that at least the YouTube bit rate is gonna survive, but I don't know if that's gonna be the case, to be honest with you. Could go either way. But we're in the home stretch here. We're very close to the home stretch. In fact, no, we're not quite there yet. 57k. We need more income. I'm 6 foot, guys, but we'll tell guys I'm 6'2" because they'll argue about themselves being 6 foot. If you're 6'5" and you say you're 6'2", that's just gonna that's not having the opposite effect. People think they're like a dwarf compared to you. Like they're just tiny. They're just rock and stone. I'm like staring up at you. Because if somebody thinks they're 6 foot flat and then you're like, I'm 6'2", but you're like very evidently like half a foot taller than them, they're gonna be like, shit, what am I? Like, there's no fucking way I'm 6 foot tall. If this person's only 6'2", they're fucking giant. This is where you bust out like a measuring stick that's like measured to exactly 6 foot 2 inches, except it's like, no, it's a fake one, and then you put it up to yourself, and then you go, all right, see, I'm 6 foot 2, here's my measuring stick, and then you put it to them, and it says they're like 5'8" or something, or 5'9", and they've thought that they're like 6 foot tall this whole time, and then all of a sudden they're like, holy fuck, I'm cooked. My entire life has been a lie. They'll get mad and accuse me of lying rather than questioning their own height. But you are lying to them, though. Like, I would feel like I'd be like more. I mean, it's funny, right? Don't get me wrong, but like, you are literally lying to them about your height. You're telling them that you're 6'2" and you're 6'5", and then obviously they're like, that's not true, and then you're like, fucking guys, man. Like, the people that are saying that you're lying, they may not be doing it in a nice way, but they are still probably correct, right? It's funny, though. You should keep doing it. You should keep doing it 100%. There's nothing but good stories that can come from that. I don't know if it's like the great filter though, of like people like, if they care that much about their height, then they're probably not worth dating. Any guy who is honest about his height won't get mad about it. To be honest with you, if I met you and you were like, I'm 6'2", and I looked up at a very evidently 6.5 foot tall person, you would probably be like, you're full of shit. Like, I don't know if there's an ego thing at that point. I'm not defending my own height. I'm more just like trying to be like come off it, right? Like, you're not being serious. Okay, I'm making sure that I haven't missed anything here. Which I'm pretty sure I haven't. 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10, 5 out of 5. Okay. There's no way I missed these ones at the top as well. There's simply no way. If I was gonna miss any, it would be one of these ones. Okay. Oh! Good thing we checked. Okay, yeah, I think everything else has been gone. Looking pretty good. It's just a money game at this point. Feels like it's been a long time since I've been with you guys in webcam, in spirit. I have like a really, really big head. But when I went like suit shopping, I wanted to get a bunnet. And I know that I have a massive head that like I've never found a baseball cap that fits, put it that way. And like I said to the guy, like, what size is this? And he was like, it's one size. And I was like, right, we'll see about that one. And it was like the tightest thing around my skull. Like I couldn't get it on. And I had to have them go and have a look for something bigger. And even the biggest size that they had still cut into my brain. Like like somebody was garroting, like Agent 47 was garroting my cranium, man. It sucks having like a watermelon for a head, man. Cause like beanies are the only hat option I have. And even then I stretch them fuckers out, man. I would love to be able to wear a baseball cap, but like a baseball cap like looks like I'm wearing like a fucking yarmulke or something like that on my head, man. It's so tiny compared to my gigantic brain. I've just got the brimmed yarmulke on. It looks ridiculous, man. We're nearly there. We're nearly there, chat. Bing bong, bing bing bong. My eyes have like completely glazed over. It's just yellow and black. I just stretch the fuck out of fat hats so they fit. That's like a strat, yeah, but like, you know, it's not like ideal. And also like a baseball cap, you can't stretch it down the way over your head, which makes it like way worse. Because you need a deep dish hat, okay? You need a deep dish hat. Beanies by nature, pretty deep dish. Baseball caps, not that deep dish. I don't wear caps. I would like to wear caps in the summer, but it is an impossibility given the dimensions of my skull. I pray for my poor mother that I just squeeze that fucking thing out, man. That's crazy. I have the biggest head. There's only like one guy that I can think of in my entire life I've met that I don't even know if he had a bigger head than me, but he had a gigantic head. He was like had like a Jimmy Neutron head, and his name was James, and I went to high school with him. And he's the only other person I've looked at and been like, you have an alien-like head that is of similar proportions that may rival mine, or you have proportions that may rival me. You could slay in a cowboy hat. No, because like it doesn't go down to my ears, man. It gets stuck like up here at the thickest point, you know. It's difficult, man. That's why I've just always worn beanies, because I like wearing hats, but there's just no hope for any other genre of head apparel that isn't gonna be impossible to get on. Like we sold bucket hats and we sold baseball caps on the Psycho store, but like I've never worn one, and I've never modeled them. Certainly never modeled them, because like I could not fit them on my head. You have to. You're making them for other people, I suppose. Anyway, that's that done. We've 100% of the demo in every possible metric. Every upgrade has been bought. Every skill tree upgrade has been bought. We're maxed out on every dice. We've done it. Thank you so much for watching this video. Hope you did enjoy. If you did, please click the like button, subscribe to the channel, and have a good one. See you next time.